Hello, today I want to talk to you about a very serious topic, pastors at risk. Did you know that studies show that 80% of our pastors and 84% of our spouses feel unqualified and discouraged in their roles? 50% of our pastors say they are so discouraged that they would leave the ministry if they could, but they have no other way of making a living. Get this. 90% of our pastors say the hardest thing about ministry is dealing with uncooperative people. 2 books, Pastors at Risk by Charles Wickman and Pastors at Greater Risk by H.B. London and Neil B. Weissman, provides a list of other statistics that are enough to boggle the mind. Who would have known that pastors and their families live under the constant bane of low self-esteem, feelings of inadequacy, and bouts with depression and burnout? Wickman says some pastors are experiencing an erosion of the soul. Their energy is turned to exhaustion, compassion turned to anger, and satisfaction turned to cynicism. None of us pastors want to fall prey to this darkness, and I'm sure that our church family wants to see their pastors thrive and flourish. So let's talk for just a few minutes about this subject. First, let me talk to pastors. Gary McIntosh wrote the book Overcoming the Dark Side of Leadership, and Peter Scazzero writes a similar book, The Emotionally Healthy Leader. Both point out similar pitfalls a pastor can experience. There's a long list, but let me just cite a few examples. Here's a few of the pitfalls. An insatiable need for affirmation, a need to be always at the center of attention, perfectionism that makes no allowance for mistakes, zeal for being right. I mean, the kind of zeal that prevents us from loving those who disagree with us. Becoming so preoccupied with achieving our objectives that we're unable to listen to others. And a lack of trust. Pastors, here are a few things that may help you in your emotional and spiritual health. First, slow down. Secondly, make your family your first priority. Set boundaries for yourself and for your church. Take time to understand yourself. Be willing to identify your strengths and weaknesses. Work on your weaknesses and celebrate your strengths. Practice the spiritual disciplines, things like practicing Sabbath, prayer and worship, study of God's Word, and solitude. Seek help. Find a spiritual companion or mentor. Join a group of other pastors who can be a support. And seek professional counseling whenever it's needed. Church, here are a few simple ways that you can help your pastor and spouse. First of all, join the pastoral cheerleading section. Be the first encourager and guide conversation with others so that they join you in lifting your pastor and family up. Provide adequate financial support. Make sure the pastor takes his vacation time and practices Sabbath rest. Remember that your pastor is only human, just like you. He has shortcomings as well. Be honest whenever there are issues that need to be dealt with, but make sure you always do so in love.